Running a marathon is amazing and adventurous, but it's also challenging at the same time. If you just signed up for a marathon or plan on running one, I'm going to help you make it into a success. My name is Jelmer, I've run several marathons and even an ultra marathon, and I'm going to tell you 10 things you need to know before your first marathon. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share it with that person who really needs to sign up for his first marathon. So first of all, you can do it. I genuinely believe that everybody is able to run a marathon. That said, you do need to put in the work to be able to finish a marathon. It's 26 miles or 42k, and it's obvious that you're required to train as hard as you can to be able to finish a marathon. With enough consistent and structured training, I really believe that everybody is able to finish their marathon. And all this hard work is also what's going to contribute to the feeling of accomplishment when you finally cross the finish line. The 10% rule. Depending on what your current level of fitness is, you may need more or less training in order to be able to finish a marathon. But there is just a general rule here. Do not increase your weekly mileage by more than 10%. So if you run 20 miles in a week, try not to run more than 22 miles the week after. This may seem like slow progress, but within 6 weeks and an incremental step of 10% every time, you'll be running 35 miles, which is 56k. Try to expand your training load in small steps. This helps you to prevent injury while still building that aerobic capacity. Don't set a time goal. Your first marathon should just be about finishing the race. It's just not possible to make an accurate prediction of your finish time at your first race. In a marathon, literally anything can happen, and the last 7 miles just hit different. Many runners, including me, have messed up their pacing, causing the marathon to be way more painful than necessary. Be careful with your long runs. While it's essential for building endurance, the long runs also account for the longest recovery. But in my opinion, training up to 30k or 20 miles is enough. And especially if you're new to running, these runs really take their toll on your body, and you want to avoid the risk of getting injured or having to recover for over a week after a long session. So be careful on the long runs and take enough time to recover. Take nutrition seriously. If you don't already do this in the weeks prior to the event, then at least be smart on race day. This is super important to do. Make a plan. Try to take in as many carbohydrates and fluids as you can. And you need to practice this in training. The more you practice, the better you find out what your body needs and what it can take. If you can take 2 gels per hour, that's good. Can you take 3? That's even better. But make sure you know how much your body can take and what it needs to keep going efficiently. And also, stick to this from mile 1. You can't make up for the carbs you didn't take in the first hour. Your body simply cannot process more than it can in an hour, so make sure that you stick to this from mile 1. Don't get caught up in the excitement at the start. I'll tell you, literally everybody starts out too fast. In almost every race I've attended to, everyone was just starting out too fast, and I passed 80% by within half of the race. You're gonna feel energized and thrilled at the start, and this can be tempting. But you have to be smart. Try to stay in your easy zone as long as possible and save the energy so that you can spend it at the end of the race. It's going to feel so much better to have some energy left in the tank after 20 miles or 30k than to have spent too much energy in the beginning and having to hang on at the end of a race. Trust me, I've been there and it's not pretty. And also on race day, do not think you're magically faster than you were in training. You're going to feel energized because you've been resting in the weeks before your marathon, but you want to save the extra energy for the end of the race. That's when you're gonna need it most. Marathon running also has a mental element, so be comfortable with a little bit of anxiety and nervosity, especially on race day. Don't let a bad night's sleep interfere with your confidence. Even pro athletes are nervous, and one bad night's sleep is not going to ruin your race. I personally have a hard time eating in the morning just because of pre-race stress, but I try not to let it get into my head too much. One imperfect day is not going to affect your race, trust me. Embrace the difficulty. It's going to be hard. But that's also why you signed up for it. You didn't sign up because you would easily run this marathon. You also signed up because you wanted to take a challenge. And remember this when you're into the race and when it gets hard. You're supposed to feel like that at some point. And remember, the harder it gets, the better you will feel when finally crossing the line. A very important thing is to believe in yourself. You've done all the training, or at least I hope you did, and you're ready for this. This helps you to be mentally prepared to start a marathon. A marathon is hard and mental preparation is important. Honestly, my first marathon was a disaster. I was injured in the weeks prior to the marathon, and I had made practically every mistake that you can make when running a marathon. But I had been dreaming of crossing the line for months, and I wasn't going to give up on that dream. And this determination is really what got me through in the first place. It's a mental game and your body is going to tell you to stop when it's starting to hurt. But it's this mental resilience that might be the most important trait to get you through and to finish those last miles. And also, try to take in the atmosphere. Marathons are crazy events, often with pro athletes at the start and big crowds cheering you on. This is awesome, and in my experience, staying in contact with the crowd gives you that mental boost that is so essential when running a marathon. If you're focused on yourself for too much, you only invite anxiety in, and there's always going to be unplanned events like something like missing your drinking bottle or something that you didn't plan for, which is going to alter your race. Don't let this get into your head too much and try to enjoy the marathon while you're running it. You don't get to run a marathon every day, so enjoy it while running because it's an amazing day and you're never going to forget it. So if you were even slightly considering to sign up, now is the time. And with these tips, you're all set for a successful marathon. And above all, try to enjoy it. You're only going to have a first marathon experience once, so you better enjoy the process. Good luck with training, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, love you all.